Well, listen up, because her advice is more valuable than ever in these tough economic times. Marcy Morrison is the owner of Careers with Wings, and she's here to share some insight on standing out in a competitive market. Good morning.
Good morning.
We saw the negative news this morning in the paper. 1.5 million Californians are out of work. We're going to focus on the positive, aren't we?
That's right,
We're going to get some of these people jobs.
That's exactly right.
It's overwhelming at this point because there are so many people out of work, and the competition is so great. So where do you start in all of this?
I think that you have to really start with actually getting a positive attitude, because what I find is that people sometimes get caught up in the negative news. So they really need to take a look at what are their strengths and work on their confidence in getting out there. It's really a time to work on getting clear on what is the value that you can provide to a company. And so when you're in that confidence, you're also filled with energy, enthusiasm, and so you're going out there presenting yourself in the best light.
Prospective employer picks up on that right away, doesn't
Absolutely.
They? Yeah. All right, there's a list of things, and you're going to hold a seminar. We're going to talk about that a little bit later.
Oh, yeah.
This next month, sometime next month,
Yes,
right? We'll talk about that. But this is what you're going to be preaching, so to speak, to these people that need the jobs. Let's put up the list, and let's talk about each one individually. First off is make yourself stand out. We talked a little bit about that, right?
Absolutely, and I think that at this time it's really important to have a rock-solid resume. You need to be very, very clear on what your accomplishments are. A lot of people spend a lot of time thinking, oh, how am I going to provide this value? So you have to look at what kind of accomplishments did you provide in your past company? What did you provide a solution to a problem? How did you do that? So you can really present that in your resume and then in an interview situation as well.
All right, stay energized. We talked a little bit about that, but that is so key, isn't it?
It is key. And what I find, too, is that sometimes people get so obsessed with the job search that they're not taking very good care of themselves, and a great way to stay energized is to keep balance in your life. Exercise, stay surrounded by positive people, people that are going to support you in this process. So staying energized is very, very important. And I also find that a lot of times people need to get out of their own self by volunteering and providing support to other people. So, and in those opportunities, a lot of times it's a great networking opportunity and an opportunity to find opportunities for work that's out there.
Believe in yourself. I mean, it sounds so simple, but if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you, right? So it's not easy to do sometimes when you've been out of a job or perhaps been laid off, and you think, man, maybe there's a reason why I'm not working.
Absolutely. So a lot of times what I recommend people too is to also, this is a good opportunity to look at what have you done over your life. And when you believe in yourself, everybody has a lot of strengths to offer. So a lot of times it's looking at what are your strengths combined with what are your interests. And then that way you have a lot to offer and you can present that in a very good light.
Okay, be persistent without being obnoxious. Be persistent, right?
Absolutely. So what I tell people too is that being persistent a lot of times is also being very organized. You need to have, what I recommend actually is, however people want to do it, maybe an Excel spreadsheet. They can keep a track of all the people they have talked to and do a regular follow-up. I actually recommend each Sunday, people look at their week and say, who am I going to follow up with this week? And maybe do that on a bi-weekly basis, be following up with people.
And like you say, it's a good idea to write it down so you don't confuse your, oh, wait a minute, did I just update that? Or
Right, exactly.
Right. Okay, stay leveled with that. And strengthen your skills. How do you do that?
I tell people that a lot of times what is good is maybe take another class to enhance what you already have. I also recommend that what people can do, a lot of times people have the skills, but they don't really know how to sell them. So what I recommend in this market especially is to get out there and do a lot of informational interviews in the field of your interest and learn how you can really learn how to market and sell the skills that you have to tailor that specifically to the industry that you're looking into.
You know, everybody says, oh, you need to love what you do. You need to go out there and find something that you love. But right now, it's tough economic. How do you balance that? Because you need a job.
Absolutely. And what I tell people is there's a good way to look at that is a short-term strategy and a long-term strategy. So for the short term, maybe you need to do something that you don't really love so much. Maybe that's a part-time job. But in the meantime, don't lose focus of what you love to do. Continue to build towards that. I actually moved to San Diego in '94, and I saw the article this morning had referenced that this is similar to that time period right now.
Right.
And that's what I did. I took advantage of that opportunity to do part-time work, go get some more schooling, but continue to network and build towards getting a job that I was really passionate about doing.
Don't ever give up on that dream.
Absolutely
It's out there, and just you might have to take some detours along the route. Now, next month, what are you doing?
On December 13th, we're going to be holding a workshop, and we're going to be walking people through these steps, getting clear on what you love to do, your strengths, really learning how to network, and building a support team, which I feel is very, very important, especially right now, because a lot of times you're going to get down, so
Yeah.
you need that support.
Sure.
And we're going to be walking through people how to really put together a plan to make that happen.
How can they get involved? Where does it take place? And
It's going to be with an organization called Friends with Class, and they can either go to their website, friendswithclass.com, or to my website, careerswithwings.com, to get more information on that.
okay, you also got a book coming out.
Yes.
What's that about?
It's going to come out in
Well,
April.
I know what it's about. The particulars about it.
It'll come out in April 2009, and it is called Finding Your Passion, an easy guide to career success. And what it does is actually walks people again through that. And I developed it to make it an interactive, easy-to-use guide for people. I found that people were getting very overwhelmed with the career guides that were out there, and I wanted to create an empowering solution that people could unlock what they love to do and then really make it happen.
Well, Marcy Morrison, thank you very much. I hope you help a lot of people with that book and with your workshop next
Thank
year.
you very much. Thank you.
We will be back in just a moment. Don't go away. Stay with us.